Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game SO. I got a fun and exciting episode for you guys today because as of late yesterday, Infidelity released the beta of their Megaman 6 port to Super Nintendo. And if Infidelity doesn't sound familiar, they're basically porting over the entirety of the NES Megaman library over to Super Nintendo, some of them having MSU1 support for different soundtracks and even full motion video. And I absolutely love every single Megaman game all the way through the 2DX series. It gets a little bit wonky in 3D, but honestly still fun. And it's great to have another Mega Man on the Super Nintendo. Before I get too far involved though, do me a huge favor, down below hit like and subscribe and ring that notification bell, definitely helps us out. If you feel so inclined and want to support the channel, I got a Patreon link down below as well. And you'll see here you can select the region between Mega Man 6, the North American version, or Rockman 6, the Japanese version. Not a lot of changes between the two, but it is a fun quality of life improvement to be able to select which version of the game you want to play. And I understand Mega Man 6 might not be everyone's favorite Mega Man because I know some people felt that this was redundant by this point in time, and obviously we're getting Mega Man X on the Super Nintendo basically at the same period. But honestly, on the art style front on this one, it might be my favorite Mega Man game, at least visually. They learned a lot about developing on the NES, and they got a lot of Mega Man out of the hardware at this point in time. Obviously the entire world was basically pivoting over to the Super Nintendo, but there was still a metric crap ton of NES and Famicom consoles out there because the install base was huge, so Capcom decided to keep delivering bangers in the Mega Man series to Nintendo fans. And honestly, that's exactly what 6 is. Maybe not the best game in the original NES franchise, but still one of my personal favorites. What Infidelity has done here, like he's done with every other Mega Man game, is port it over to the Super Nintendo. If you're going to ask in the comments, why does somebody do this? Just because they feel like doing it. There's no wrong reason to make a project, and honestly, with all the MSU1 support that these games have been getting, it kind of gives you a new way to play an absolutely classic game. And leave me a comment down below and tell me what your favorite Mega Man game is of the original NES series. I'd be really curious to hear what gets the most votes, because I feel like this one, more so than any other question I ask, is going to be completely across the board in responses. But that's the fun thing when you have so many Mega Man games on the NES, there's so much to choose from, and bringing them over to the Super Nintendo is a fun time as well. And I absolutely love all of these NES to Super Nintendo ports. We've been getting a ton of them, and Infidelity has definitely been leading the charge as far as actually getting these games over. In my limited playtime with the Mega Man 6 on the Super Nintendo, I wasn't able to find any issues whatsoever outside of the fact that I haven't played this game in a minute, and I did die a few more times than I would have liked to. And honestly, compared to the NES controller, using a Super Nintendo controller 100% way more comfortable, and definitely my preferred way to play the game. And if you want to play this, I will leave a link to Infidelity's Twitter down below. That's where you can find it. And just so you know, this is going to run on real hardware. It's going to run on software emulation. Of course, I tested it on MiSTer FPGA, and it's going to run on the MiSTer FPGA Super Nintendo core as well. So basically anything you throw this game at, it's just 100% going to work. Now when MSU1 support does come in, you'll have to have a flash card that's going to be compatible with that, or else you're not going to be able to take advantage of that specific feature. But honestly, at this point in time, anyone playing these probably has the right flash card if they want to go on original hardware. I know I definitely do. But as we play through more of Mega Man 6, honestly, these games feel like they were just originally developed for Super Nintendo, outside of the fact that obviously you're still getting the NES graphics. But I would say by this point in time, Capcom and the developers, especially the art team, had really gotten a hang of what the Nintendo Entertainment System could do visually, and this game is absolutely stunning. I've always loved the Mega Man series as far as the colorways and graphics they put on screen, but there's so many fun, inventive ideas on display here, and I love that basic trampoline room where Mega Man's going to get bounced to ever-loving hell. And it's one of those things, this game has a lot of inventive ideas, even if you read the contemporary reviews from back in the day saying it felt a little redundant. I feel like Capcom was really trying to keep the formula fresh, but honestly, by the time you get to a 6th game in a franchise, you know it's going to feel a little bit redundant, just because if you played the original 5, you might have Mega Man fatigue. But the best part is today, in a modern environment, you can just pick up and play whatever game you want, and now you can pick it up and play it on Super Nintendo, so you don't really have to worry about fatigue of playing all of these in a row. Obviously, Mega Man X would take the series in a brand new direction, but getting another game on the NES was great, and I do love all of the Robot Masters here as well. But we're going to do our first soundtrack sample because obviously the sound has been ported over to Super Nintendo hardware compared to NES, so go ahead and listen for 45 seconds and leave me a comment and tell me what you think it sounds like. Enjoy! I mean, the entire Mega Man franchise has always had good music, but I'm particularly partial to Mega Man 6, and I think it sounds great here coming out of the Super Nintendo, but I'll do a second soundtrack sample later on in the video so you guys can get a little bit of a different audio feel. And again, I love the overall level structure in Mega Man 6. I love the theming, I love the colors, I love all the inventive ways they kind of pivot up with the levels, which you'll see here definitely has been a minute since I played this game. I forgot you had to continue to slide there or else you would fall to your death. And like any other Mega Man game, this is going to be a very big patience tester. Capcom did not hold your hand. The Mega Man series never held anybody's hand, so you absolutely have to be on top of your game if you're actually going to want to see the credit scroll in this one. But that is the fun of Mega Man in general, and Mega Man 6 here is that it really does give you a ton of gameplay, and when you get good at the game, it might only take like 25-30 minutes to beat from start to finish, but if you haven't played in some years, it's probably going to take you hours upon hours to actually be able to complete it, because there's so much pattern memorization, there's so much learning going on, there's the different routes you can take to get different power-ups from the robot masters that'll either make your gameplay easier or more difficult. And that's why even though this game came out forever ago on the NES, it still 100% holds up. You'll see here the question is, how do you get over that danger barrel? And I absolutely love this frontier level with the Hatchet Master. I love that these robots have cowboy hats on. There's just so much charm in Mega Man 6. They were really inventive with all of the different enemies you face, and the colors here, those rust reds in that golden hour sunset, the browns, the greens, it basically does look like an old west town except filled with robots, and that is just Mega Man kind of playing around with what it could be and what it could show to you, because that's probably my favorite part of this entire franchise. They're always being creative and they're always trying to make something new to enjoy. Now again, on a performance front, this being on the Super Nintendo, I had absolutely no issues whatsoever, no lag in the controls, no glitches in the gameplay, even though this is marked as beta right now, just so people can kind of check it out and see if it's ready for prime time. But it is something that you can download and play today, and I can't recommend enough that you check it out. But one iconic moment from Mega Man 6 that looks absolutely stunning on the Super Nintendo is this heat waving sun in the background, and you know full well the developers made sure that that sun scrolled at the exact same rate as Mega Man, so you'd get that iconic image of Mega Man just standing in the middle of that burning sun. It's a very small touch, but it's a lot of why I love this series, because it's filled with small touches that just absolutely make you happy when you're playing it, even if it isn't gameplay related. And this is not a light lift to be able to port this over to Super Nintendo. There's a lot of work that goes into these things, and it definitely is valuable work. And it would be really fun to see once all of the Mega Man NES games are 100% buttoned up, if they could go into an MSU1 compilation, so you just basically load into a menu and have your selection of all of the Mega Man games on Super Nintendo. But there is a file size limit on MSU1 games, so I'm not sure if that would fit. But even if we got a compilation with a really fun menu and some bonus features that had the original soundtracks from the NES game, that would be absolutely epic, because basically what this is, it's creating an entire Mega Man collection except on Super Nintendo. But it's time for one more soundtrack sample, because again, I love the music in this game particularly, and we'll hear how it sounds on Super Nintendo, so go ahead and listen, and I'll be right back. Honestly, just amazing music, and I love, again, the colors they chose in this game. These purples, these blues in the background, just 100% looks amazing. And of course, because I'm on MiSTer FPGA, it just absolutely has some incredible looking visuals out. But this water level here is definitely going to screw you over as far as your jumping is concerned. You're going to have to retrain your brain. But Infidelity just absolutely nailed the assignment, again, bringing Mega Man 6 over to the Super Nintendo. And I'm sure you'll see a version soon with MSU1 soundtrack support, and maybe I'll cover that in a video as well. But I know you guys have been enjoying these videos as far as the ports are concerned, so I definitely want to bring you this one early. And again, if you're wondering what's the point of doing something like this, the point is because somebody wanted to do it. They wanted to give you some more Mega Man fun, and that should always be welcome, because of course we can still play the NES version of Mega Man 6 on NES hardware or on MiSTer FPGA or even software emulation. But stuff like this keeps the games alive, and once they get MSU1 support, it makes them even better if you want them to be. And hopefully we'll see some more ports from NES to Super Nintendo in the future. I know a lot of people people are working on them, and next time one is out, I'll definitely cover it. But again, Mega Man 6 is here today on Super Nintendo, and that's absolutely awesome. But one more time, leave me that comment down below. Tell me what your favorite Mega Man game is on NES. I'd be curious to hear. But we're done. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.